Embarking on this investigative odyssey, we plunge into the murky depths of corruption that fester within our legal institutions, a narrative that shatters the facade of justice, accountability, and democracy. Accompany us as we navigate through this tumultuous saga, a tale that lays bare egregious violations of constitutional rights and the complicity of those tasked with defending the law. The 14th Amendment of the United States Constitution stands tall as a fortress of protection, safeguarding due process and equal protection under the law. However, in the case of Mr. Brooks, these foundational rights were ruthlessly trampled upon by a succession of individuals entrusted with their defense. From his former attorney Renita Henry to esteemed judges and magistrates like Deborah Nabet Frankel, Scott M. Bernstein, David C. Miller, Alan Fine, Gina Mendez-Locke, and Samantha Ruiz Cohen, the pillars of justice crumbled beneath the weight of corruption. Yet, the decay permeates deeper still, as our inquiry unearths mounting evidence of systemic corruption entrenched within the echelons of power. Not only have the 1st and 3rd District Courts of Appeal in Florida, in tandem with the Florida Bar, the Judicial Qualification Commission, the Florida Attorney General, the Miami-Dade State Attorney, the Southern District Court of Florida, the Department of Justice, and even a Florida congressman, turned a blind eye to these transgressions, but they have also compounded the injustice and brazenly violated civil rights. Astonishingly, these esteemed establishments have chosen to endorse the intentional exclusion of crucial information throughout legal proceedings, eroding the fundamental foundation of our judicial system. As our investigation persists, it becomes starkly apparent that the failures within our legal framework extend far beyond mere individual transgressors. Larger government agencies entrusted with oversight and accountability have metamorphosed into incubators of corruption, rendering everyday citizens vulnerable to manipulation by attorneys, magistrates, and judges. The predicament experienced by Mr. Sobers Brooks serves as a poignant illustration of the widespread corruption deeply entrenched within the American legal domain. Renita Henry, Mr. Brooks's legal representative, initially entrusted with his defense, flagrantly breached that confidence, participating in deceitful practices, transgressing constitutional rights, and perpetrating violations of civil rights. Regrettably, her actions are not an isolated occurrence but indicative of a larger pattern of unaddressed abuse. Additionally, the Title IV Child Support Initiative, initially designed to offer financial assistance to children, has deteriorated into a sinister mechanism for generating revenue and fostering corruption. Renita Henry's calculated omission of vital financial information, which included Delaware state tax, Wilmington city tax, and mandatory retirement salary deductions, underscores the systemic flaws inherent in this program, morphing it into a fertile breeding ground for criminal endeavors. As we dissect the staggering sums entangled in the child support program, $34 billion amassed in 2021 alone, it becomes glaringly evident that this is not an isolated instance of abuse. The rampant corruption within family court highlights the urgent call for comprehensive reform and rigorous oversight measures. Mr. Brooks's tribulation serves as a stark illustration of severe injustices perpetuated within our legal framework. His ability to drive was suspended on numerous occasions, and his motor vehicle registration was revoked, all in the pursuit of perpetuating a system founded on exploitation and unfairness. This emphasizes how the relentless quest for financial gain frequently takes precedence over safeguarding fundamental rights in the eyes of those wielding authority. Surprisingly, mainstream media consistently neglects to spotlight these stories of transgression, neglecting to illuminate the injustices suffered by numerous individuals. Equally concerning is the scarcity of documented resources on the Internet offering support to those who have been adversely affected by the Title IV Child Support Program. While there is an abundance of resources catering to custodial parents and attracting them to the system, little effort is made to address the challenges faced by those ensnared in its complexities, with the main emphasis appearing to be on revenue generation for the government. In conclusion, America's judiciary stands as a citadel for corruption, systematically constructed to subvert the very principles it claims to uphold. Through this thorough analysis, it has become evident that pervasive systemic failure and unbridled abuse of power have infiltrated every echelon of the legal framework. From attorneys to judges, the erosion of public trust and the violation of fundamental rights have marginalized countless individuals, leaving them vulnerable to exploitation. We must confront these deficiencies head-on and implement comprehensive reforms that prioritize accountability, transparency, and equitable injustice for all members of society. Only by addressing these systemic issues with unwavering resolve can we begin to restore integrity to our legal institutions and reaffirm the foundational principles of democracy upon which our nation was established.